Sorry, I came
You have
up
a
really to
dirty mind,
ask you
not
guys.
box.
I came up to ask you guys about materialism, and are you guys all like materialists, physicalists? Do you believe that anything transcends the physical nature of reality or anything like that? Just
Can you
curious.
provide like a coherent explanation or definition for something other than physical reality?
Well, I mean, obviously, people have spoken about the supernatural. Some people have said ghosts, sort of supernatural. That's sort of an example, maybe.
Mystic potatoes.
God.
I was gonna say I've had really good pancakes.
I don't think pancakes are supernatural, though. So
The question is not, can you tell a ghost story? The question is, can you provide a meaningful distinction and a plausible explanation that actually accounts for something other than physical laws?
yeah, so basically, all things in the material world are contingent, and so they're going to depend on something that's non-contingent, which would transcend the physical material world, and so therefore would maybe be supernatural depending on your definition. So yeah, that's something.
That wouldn't be a definition or coherent explanation of a supernatural thing. You're just saying, I assume material things are contingent, and so I assume there must be something non-material. That's all you said.
So you guys hold the position that it's not contingent. The material world isn't in a contingent state.
Yeah, there's no reason to think that all material things are contingent. That's not a rational conclusion at all.
So you don't think that physical? So what are you, a necessitarian in certain ways? Do you believe that certain things are, a particular way they couldn't be otherwise, or do you think that the material world could be a different way?
Well, that's a different argument that I don't really care about. Like, there can be lots of material things that change, and there could be one necessary material thing, or two, or 10, or a billion. And so the fact that some material things change doesn't mean all material things must necessarily be contingent. That does not follow.
Well, it's just because they've got so there's a possibility that they could be another way. That's what the contingency thing's about. So if it's not necessarily that way, or it could be a different way, then it's a contingency. But if it's necessary, then it couldn't have been another way.
Right. So there could be a necessary physical thing, and that's perfectly fine.
Okay. So you're saying that maybe that, but then all other things come from that. So there's one.
Well, no, that's a different argument. Like, there could be just one necessary physical thing.
I'm just trying to
nothing
figure
comes
out
from it.
Your position is on this. Really, I really
Well,
just
so my position is that your argument is gibberish that doesn't correspond to reality, and
what the
you make the
contingency
assumptions. No, yes, the contingency and necessity arguments are all garbage, the complete garbage.
really?
And the way to prove that is because there is equally as likely a chance that a physical thing could be necessary as a non-physical thing could be necessary. And so your argument assumes all physical things are contingent, and so there must be this new category of made up garbage stuff that isn't. But there's no reason to think that. There's literally no reason to think that.
I think that everything in the
equally
material
likely?
world is contingent.
Yes, equally likely.
It's contingent because it's going to be contingent on like something that precedes it in order for its existence. Like in the physical world, all like states occur.
Oh my God. That was already addressed in the argument. So there could be a necessary physical thing. So if there's a necessary physical thing, that means it wasn't created. There was nothing that preceded its existence. That would be part of the definition. So there could be a necessary physical thing.
That's a material prime mover.
Sure. Well, it doesn't need to be a prime mover. That's a second thing. There could be a necessary physical thing. It doesn't need to do anything.
Okay, so is it one or is there many?
No. You're not understanding. You're not following the argument. So you are making the claim that all physical things are contingent. Now, to debunk your argument, I just need to prove that that is bullshit. So I can say, is it possible that there is a necessary physical thing? It doesn't create the universe. It's not the prime mover. It's just a necessary physical thing that just exists and does nothing. Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. Which means the first assumption of your argument that all physical things are contingent is bullshit. Your argument fails.
I don't think that's really possible. Like what you're saying is like, there's something that's physical that isn't bound by like the laws of nature or anything. It's not. I mean, it's not breaking down over time.
Sure,
It's
so that's not a law of nature.
It's not going to be affected by heat death or anything like that.
Sure, but that's not a law of nature either.
Okay, well, the laws of thermodynamics, then, whatever you want to call it, it's still what.
Yeah,
What
there could
I mean, how
absolutely
do
be
you
a
get
physical
around?
thing. There could absolutely be a physical thing that's outside the laws of thermodynamics. That's not even a contention. Laws of thermodynamics applies to the stuff in our universe. The things outside of our universe may not apply to them at all. There could be physical things like particles that don't apply to those things. So that's not even a contention
Okay,
either.
I'm trying to figure out what you believe. So
No.
far,
Again, what I believe is that your argument is stupid and provably stupid. So
what
your
the
argument is that
contingency argument by
all
St. Thomas Aquinas? You think
yes,
that's
it was
stupid?
stupid. Yes, 100%. His argument was stupid back then, and it's even more stupid now. So your argument
I think
entails
that's
all
hilarious because that's
physical
one of the most
things.
well-respected arguments of all time. There's definitely not any atheist
No.
arguments that hold as much weight
By
as
silly
Aquinas'
theists.
sideways.
It's respected by stupid theists, not by actual philosophers. Now,
But I think it's
your argument,
respected by a lot of philosophers, really.
no, not really. Really,
So
no.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Who is a stupid theist, not a philosopher. So
I
back to
mean,
the
this is
argument.
just some dumb
Back to the
atheist
argument.
stuff.
Back to the
This is
argument.
just dumb atheist
Stop.
bullshit.
Go to your argument. Address. So I've debunked your argument. Your argument entails
You've not debunked
all
anything.
physical things must be contingent. If I showed that's not the case, your argument is debunked. I've shown that's the case. Therefore, your
How
argument
have
is
you
debunked.
shown that's the case? You've not shown it's
By
possible
showing
for
it
something physical that's
possible.
non-contingent to exist. How could
Your
something
possibility
exist in a
entails there is
physical
no
way?
logical contradiction.
How could
There's no
something
logical
exist in a
contradiction.
physical way that wasn't contingent on, like, the laws of logic and stuff like that?
What?
Are you saying that
Wait,
it's not it's not bound by some kind of rule set?
Whoa. So you think God isn't bound by the laws of logic? You can't logically describe God? Does the
God is
necessary
just
thing must
look,
exist and not
it's
exist at the
part of
same
his
time?
nature. His consistency and coherency is part of his nature.
Congratulations, you solved the problem. If there could be a
No,
necessary
that's
physical
different to
thing,
your
then
position.
physicalism is part of its nature. Congratulations, you've been debunked.
How's
This
that a
is not
debunk?
hard.
I mean, I think you're trying too hard. It's obvious because you've not really debunked anything, but you keep claiming that you've debunked
Literally
stuff.
just did. Literally just did. So you
What
made an
did you
argument.
debunk, Tjump?
You made an argument that there are physical things that are all contingent. It's not possible for there to be necessary physical things. Then I said, in order to be whatever this is, a contingent thing, it must be bound by the laws of logic or physics or whatever, blah blah blah. And I asked you,
So you're
hey,
saying that
is
something that's not
God, shut up,
bound by the law of identity.
shut up. I asked, is God bound by these things? You're like, no, it's in his nature. Like, oh, hey, look, there's a possible solution that if you accept this as a logically possible solution, I can then apply the same property to physical stuff. So hey, there's a physical thing where the laws of logic and nature are a part of its nature. Oh my God, I just solved the problem by using your own stupid logic.
Okay, so
In a logically possible way.
that's not
I'm sorry to
be
interrupt.
honest, that's not. Go on, go for it.
Do you guys all trust me here?
No, never.
Not really.
Absolutely not.
Okay, you shouldn't.
No, we're not bringing multiple people up.
You're
We're just doing one guest at a time.
So
Just
Randall,
gonna shout at me, oh, you're a dumbass, instead of like actually having a conversation. I said about the contingency argument. I guess you don't accept that. Normally people accept that. So then I'm asking you. So do you believe
normally
in
they don't. Normally they don't.
I'm trying to ask a question.
Well, no, you said an objectively false
Are
thing
you scared of
that
the
you
question?
don't understand. So we're going to debunk your objectively false thing.
Ha-
Most philosophers
I've not even
reject
got to
the
ask a
contingency argument.
question.
Stop. So most philosophers reject the contingency argument as garbage because it is garbage.
No, they don't.
They do. They literally do.
Oh.
This is actually a thing in the Phil Surveys paper, I believe. The contingency argument is garbage. Nobody accepts it. It's garbage. We don't care about it.
One guy saying some dumb shit like for years. Everybody studies that. You studied it. I've studied it. Randolph studied it.
Yes, we
What are
study
you
the
talking
stupid
about?
arguments, yes, but we don't accept them because they're garbage.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's why they're part of university courses and stuff, because they're dumb.
Yes, there are lots of garbage arguments that we study in university courses.
Okay, so do you believe in a material necessary thing? Some kind of necessary material thing?
Or it's actually probably more possible
I'm
than
asking you what you believe in.
Sky Daddy.
I'm
I
asking
believe
you
your
what you
argument is
believe.
stupid. That's all what I believe.
I'm
Like,
not
I don't think
making
your
an argument. I'm just
corresponds to
asking you a
reality.
question, bro. I'm just asking you a question, man. That's it.
Yes. Physical reality is all there is, and all there ever was, and all there ever will be.
And so do you think it's like a satiety? Do you think that everything in the world sustains itself in some kind of like balance?
Well, aseity is a non-existent property that was made up by stupid theists and does not correspond to any properties in reality.
It just means that it's, it can account for itself in and of itself entirely
Yes,
in every
it's
way.
a stupid property made up by theists that doesn't correspond to
Okay,
anything
so
in reality.
so then you don't believe that about your material world then? If you think it's
That word does not correspond to anything. No.
okay, so do you believe that your world can account for itself in a coherent way?
Counts are not relevant to worldviews. You don't need to account for anything.
I'm just asking you if you think that you
Again,
can.
you've made up this
so
word.
ridiculous, man.
It doesn't mean anything. That this word does not correspond to reality.
I didn't make that word up. It's a word that's in the dictionary.
Wow, that is genius. I wonder how you figured that one out. So when someone says the word you've made up, they're talking about your worldview, your group, your identity. This is a word you're using that doesn't correspond to reality. I mean, your ideology made this up and it has no bearing on reality. That's what that means.
Dude, well, we made all sorts of things. We made like, basically the English language was made by Christians.
No, but okay, that is relevant to what?
Where did it come from then?
Humans made it up. It came from Latin.
It came from England,
It's a
It came
German
from
thing.
Latin.
where everybody was Christian at the time.
Yeah, it came from Latin. They stole
So,
words from other
I mean,
languages and
this
combined
is
them in different ways.
so.
But how does this relate to anything, any argument here? It doesn't.
I don't know what your problem is. I've asked you a couple of questions. So you believe in a material, necessary
Material
thing,
is
and
all
you
that.
think
No,
that it
no.
counts for itself
Necessary thing is your worldview.
in
Necessary thing is your
in a
worldview.
consistent manner. It's got like some kind of self-sufficient
No,
aspect
that's
to
your
it.
worldview. That's your dumb worldview. So
I'm
my position is
asking you about
material
yours,
stuff.
though.
No, so I already answered this. My position is material stuff is all there is, all there ever will be, whatever the Carl Sagan quote is. All there
Okay,
ever
is it
was, all there ever will
self-sufficient?
be.
Is there like some kind of
That's something
cycle
in your
that's
worldview. That's
self-sufficient?
not required. That's not required.
I'm
That's
just
something from your
asking
worldview.
you. I'm not saying it is
I
or it
literally
isn't.
just answered. I just answered. That's something from your worldview that is not required for anything.
So you don't
ever.
think that the universe is necessarily self-sufficient? It's not like recycling.
No, the
or
universe had a
anything like
beginning. That's not even irrelevant. Nothing is
Okay, so
necessary.
you believe the
Necessary is a
universe had a
non-existent
beginning.
property.
So
Yes,
then it's
clearly,
a
like most
finite.
physicists do.
So it's a finite material world. So where did it come from?
No.
Okay,
Quantum
then
fields.
if it had a beginning, then it's finite.
Yes, like again, the universe
Okay,
does not mean all
so
things.
where
You
did it
moron.
come from, Tjump?
Quantum fields. I already answered that.
Okay, so quantum fields, do they transcend the physical world or are they part of the physical world?
They are physical.
Okay, so then that's not like something beyond the physical world or anything.
Which
So it's
would
just
exactly agree with everything I've
so
literally
there's an
said because the
eternal
physical is
so
all
there's
there
an
ever
eternal
is, all
past
there ever
then.
was.
So then there's an eternal past.
That's one possibility, and that is not a problem.
So what do you believe? You just said it was finite. Now you're saying that it's infinite.
No, this is a stupid theist don't understand how words work problem.
Do you
The
believe in
universe
an
does not
eternal
mean stop
past?
talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. The universe does not mean all physical things. The universe had a beginning. The universe is our contingent space-time, which had a beginning. No problem. Not all
Do you
physical
believe
things.
in an eternal past, T-Jump?
That is one
Or a finite?
possibility.
What
That
do
is also
you
a
believe?
possibility. I don't believe either one. Neither of
You
those are
just
required.
said it was finite. You said it had a beginning.
No, stupid. The universe had a beginning.
You're
Does that
calling
mean
me stupid. You
all...
just contradicted
Yes.
yourself right there.
Goodbye. You're muted, dumbass. So the universe, stupid theists, had a beginning. The universe does not mean all natural things.